no swearing. Right, you should all be able to see that.
Yes.
So today we're talking about the things that agents believe. Now, there's a short answer for this, and there's a longer one. And of course, I've chosen the longer one. But let's have a look at some of these things. These are the beliefs that agents have. And just to get there, I just want to go through one or two things. Some of you should have seen this before. But let's have a look at some of the beliefs and thoughts that we have as agents. So we all have it, well, including me. So I am also talking to myself here, actually. So the first thing is success and failure. And I was thinking about success and failure, and I came to the conclusion that I wrote on the bottom there, success and failure are actually the same path. They're the same thing. And the only time you fail is when you decide not to do the stuff you know you should be doing. Okay, so it's not like you go wrong this way or you go right that way. It's not like two different things. These things are very closely aligned, and you just subtly fall off and make your life very hard. So failure, I think, has got to do with motivation and giving up and inactivity, missing opportunities, perhaps skill, and pricing things poorly. And success really is just a change somewhere up here in your head. It's not a change of fact. Eh? Remember that people don't make a success of their lives suddenly by waking up and they come outside their front door and everything's changed. All the colors are brighter, the dogs are smiling and wagging their tails, and the cats are all purring. No, it's something that goes on in your own head. And it's got to do with being skilled and informed and knowledgeable. Okay, that's what the very subtle thing. So just think about your successes that you had over the week and the failures that you had. Did you get that listing mandate? Did the property sell? Did the person accept your offer? And perhaps look at it in the thing of, is it something that you did perhaps to break your own deal? Are you the author of your own peril? Okay, let's have a look. Right. So success and failure, you can go and philosophize about that. Right. Success is about getting involved. And I think this is where it starts getting more pertinent, that property is not a part-time job. And if there are amongst us here that are part-time agents, I think you need to maybe have a chat to us, maybe speak to Theo about how that will actually work, because it's very, very difficult to be a part-time anything. I don't know about part-time heart surgeons. I don't know about part-time football players, or, it's very difficult to do something. And it's not about not trying to do it well. It's just that you won't be engaged all the time. So if you work from 8 in the morning until 12 and then you do another job, your clients might only come alive after 12. And it's very possible. It is a full-day job. So being involved means that you learn and understand. And again, it's about knowledge. Okay. What's quite important about being involved is that you need to involve the people around you. You need to involve your clients in your thing. Because of this, remember that 10% of what you read, people remember. Only 20% of what you hear, 30% of what you see. If you see and hear something, it's more. What you see and say, if you say it back, it's more. But if you read it, see it, say it, and hear it, then you're engaged, then you'll remember it. Okay, that's a conversation. That's something that's important. So what am I saying? Is you don't send your client an offer to purchase and forget about it. You've got to phone the guy. You've got to sit with him. You've got to see him. You've got to read it through with him. You've got to get him to talk about it. That's engaging in your client. That's what a negotiation is. It's too easy if you send something and it's just a number and a guy says no. That's not engaging. That's not about being involved. So this is about you being involved and also your client. But anyway, we're going to move on. I'm just going through these fast because you've heard them before, and I want to get to the actual examples of these things in real life from real agents. Right, success. What else is about success? Well, success is about about action, being proactive and innovative. And I was quite amazed at these statistics. 80% of agents wait, observe, and survive. And that's 100% true. I've got no doubt to doubt those statistics. 16% of agents react, assist, and criticize. 1,000% agree with that. And then only about 4% of agents actually act and innovate and initiate action. And I believe that these things are true. So we do see that, once you happen to get a listing, that you list it, And then once you've listed your listing, you sit there waiting for the phone call. And you wait and you wait. But good agents don't do that. They're out there, man. They're talking to people. They are engaging with people all the time, trying to get the ball rolling. Okay. So are you one of the 80% or one of the 4%? And you can say, well, only you'll know that. Well, it's not true. I know that because I can look at your figures. Theo knows that, so does Linda. Everybody knows it. You know it. So this is not a secret. This is not some kind of mysterious magic going on here where we don't know and how do these people do it. No, look at your listings, look at your figures, and it's easy. It's patently obvious. There's no secrets in real estate. Hey? This is not like a highly specialized game that you have to unlock this big mystery. Man, this is so easy. Otherwise, how do you think I would do it if it wasn't easy? Okay, so, but you got to have action. You got to do something about it. Right. This is where it starts getting quite important, I think, is the success is about learning. This, for me, when I listen to agents talk and I listen to the way things go down, listen to the client talk or the agent or the interaction between the two of you, this is a problem here. You've got to know these things. There are some things that you do have to know. You've got to know your suburb, your business, the laws that surround you, the training that we give you all the time about this, the ethics, your competitors, buyers, sellers in the company, and colleagues. That means you've got to know what stock your colleagues have got, what's going on in the business. You have to be part and you have to be parcel of this thing. And it's no use going through this and sitting there with your own mindset. And I do this. We're all guilty of it. So I sit and listen to a person like Anton telling me that success is about learning, and I immediately say, no, it's not. Success is about action because I've got a better idea. And I'm not open to the idea. And I start imposing my predetermined thoughts. I'm imposing myself on this, on the lesson, and I come out there learning what I think I should learn and ignoring the stuff that I don't think is relevant to me. Now, that's a very dangerous game to play if you're not 100% on top of your game, or if you're not shooting the lights out. If you're selling 4 or 5 houses a month and you actually can't, keep up with the money to spend, and you're not sure where to spend it, then you can maybe have a filter and decide what I'm saying, which parts that you are going to take on. Maybe a better way to do it is just to open your mind to the possibility that I have found something of value and it might be good for you. And I'm not trying to, well, I am actually, you guys decide what the way is. And I tell you, I say something, and then I hear an agent say it, and I say, but that's not what I said. I wonder why you would change what I say. Because remember, I'm not the oracle of Blair Gowrie. I don't know all of these things by some kind of magical thing. I'll just look at books and look at other people's successes, and I speak to our senior agents, and I've been in the business, and these things are patently obvious. Okay, and you'll see why I'm talking about this now, because you guys, you go, oh, yes, we must canvas. Yes, I agree, we must canvas. We must definitely canvas. And I'm going to canvas. And you walk out, they're not canvassing. I'm going, what on earth are you talking about? Why would you not canvas? Because you've agreed that we have to canvas, and then, like, canvassing is not for me. It's quite a weird thing. So these examples will come up now. So success is about learning. Knowledge is power. We all heard of that. And success is being competent. You cannot really be successful if you're not competent. Then you're not successful. Then you're just lucky. If you hit the jackpot but you can't hit the jackpot, guys. You can't win the lotto this week because I'm winning it, 38 million, and I'm going to buy you all a present. But if you could win the lotto this week, okay, you can't say that I'm competent. Like, how did you win the lotto? No, it's because of I'm very skilled at lotto winning, and I've studied this and I've worked it out. That's nonsense. That's just luck. Okay, and you can have luck as an agent. I mean, you can list the house, it sells on the first day, and everybody says, oh, well done, Anton, you sold a $5 million house. Yeah. And what did you do? Well, actually nothing. Okay, so, but being competent is a whole different ballgame. Being competent is, you have to first of all understand that you have shortcomings and say, look, I'm not the perfect agent, so I've got stuff to learn. And you will notice amongst us are our senior agents. They come to these things all the time because they know they can learn something. That I am going to say something today that will trigger something in somebody's head, even if it's a tiny thing. Why? Because these are just pearls of wisdom that come from many years of people doing the business. People write books on it. They show us videos of it, and I am just reciting them to you. And these things will help you. Okay, so having knowledge is important. Eliminating fear is a big one, man. Eliminating fear, you'll see some of the problems that we come across. Eliminating fear is we decide for ourselves what we can and can't do. Now, this for me is an amazing thing where you say, go and put a board up, and the agent says, no, I can't put a board up there because the owner will kill me. Will he really kill you though? Hey? Are you sure? He's going to kill you. Fuck. He's going to what? Come out and what? Beat you with a stick or what? Shoot you. Hey? What's he actually going to do? No, what's actually going to happen is he's going to embarrass you, or he's going to be angry with you or something. But I've never heard of a real estate agent being killed because they put a board up. Okay. So eliminate fear, and half of the things aren't that drastic. Some of it is just reputational damage where you think, oh, no, I can't do that. It's not the right thing. Well, when you say that, that confuses me a bit. What do you mean not the right thing? You know, we're not in a perfect world here where we know what the right thing is. So I've told you what the way to do it is, and I'm not going to tell you the wrong way. I'm not going to make up a way that's going to hurt you in terms of the PPRA. They've got a code of ethics. We've all studied it. We've signed acknowledgement of it. I know it very well, and I'm never going to say to you do something that falls outside of the code of ethics. I'm also not going to say something to you that falls outside of the act, the prescriptions of the act. Well, I mean, that's ridiculous. That's not what my job is. So eliminate fear by just believing what I say as doable. So if I say to you, phone somebody and ask them if you can list your house, don't tell me Poppy prohibits it. I've already thought about Poppy, and I'm telling you Poppy doesn't prohibit it. And put a board up, because boards can be put up. Okay. So these are the things that we need to do. Eliminate the fear in your life, or the reticence that you may have to do something. And the good way to do it is just to challenge me. So, Anton, you said I can put a board up. I don't agree. And we will talk about it, and you will learn something. And maybe I'll learn something, because there are certain suburbs that you can't put boards up. And you could say to me, Anton, in Eagle Rock Canyon sectional title things, no boards are allowed. And I'll say, okay, well, I understand that. And let's find a different way of doing it then, because there is a different way. Right. Gaining experience, understanding relationships. What is the relationship between you and the buyer? Between you and the seller? Between you and Anton? And between you and Linda and Theo and Shanae and Cheryl? What is the actual relationship? How does it work? You need to understand this, because if you don't understand it, you won't be able to service your clients well, and you won't be able to produce, and you won't be able to get out there and make your business work if you don't understand. If doctors walk into operating theaters and they didn't understand who was in charge, they would sit there waiting for them while Mr. Van de Venter bled out on the bed. Well, I was waiting for the senior nurse to give me permission. No, China, you are in charge. You are the main guy here. And you guys are the main guys here. You understand that? This is your business, not my business. My business is here talking to you. Your business is you talking to your clients. You are in charge. You're not waiting for permission from anybody. So please don't sit there waiting for permission. Nobody gives you permission. Okay? So what you do is you understand the rules, you understand the laws, you understand the ethics, and then you act. And if you get it wrong, you get shouted at. You go, you know what, Mr. Smith, I'm terribly sorry. You're quite right. I didn't realize I wasn't allowed to put a board here. I'm going to take it down. Thank you for teaching me something today. So what? Okay. Training makes you more competent. So these are things that you know. So now we know the background. Now let's have a look at the actual things we're talking about. Why do agents fail? Okay, why aren't all agents driving around in Lamborghinis? This perplexes me, because there's enough turnover. And if you look at the actual sales turnover out of Johannesburg, you know, it's in the billions. It's seriously big money. And that money should be in our pockets, and it's not. And you've got to wonder why. So here's some ideas why. These are coming from you, okay? So the first thing is, somebody said to me, I can't list a property that has a for sale board or to let board outside it, from an ethical point of view and from a legal point of view, because another agent has it. Now, who agrees with that? Yes? No? I see some people agree, some people don't. Okay, what's the answer though? Can you list a property that has a for sale board outside of it? And the answer, like everything else in life, is it depends. What does it depend on? It depends on you knowing your stuff. The way to find out whether you can list it, there's only one way. It's not two ways. It's to phone the owner. Hello, Mr. Smith. It's Anton here from Cully's Real Estate and Fishing Emporium on the Vaal. And we're having a quiet day with the bass today, and the yellow fish are out, and the rivers are flooded. So I've decided to be an agent for 20 minutes, and I'm phoning you because you've got a for sale board. Can I put my board also? And he's going to say, no, I've got a sole mandate. Well, thank you for that. I understand. Or he's going to say, but my sole mandate ends in 2 weeks' time. Then I'm going to phone you back, and then I'm going to put my board up. Or he's going to say, absolutely, it's an open mandate. So the only person who can decide whether or not you can list the property that's for sale already is to ask the owner. And you can't be afraid of that. If you're afraid of that, then you've got deeper problems, because if you can't talk to people and you're a real estate agent, then I'm not sure what you're going to do for a living. Because I hate to break it to you guys, but seriously, phoning people and talking to people is what we do for a living. And I've met you all, and you're not these wilting wallflowers or church mice. You are all very nice, approachable, open people. That's why you're in the business. Okay, so you can't list the property because there's a for sale board. Is absolute nonsense. You can. That for sale board is an indication. It's saying, hey, Anton, I am for sale. Phone my owner and ask him if you can also sell it. Why? Because I have to offer my services because I'm better than that other agent and I want to make some money. Okay. Number 2, does anybody not agree with me? You can argue if you want. I dare you to. Come on. No, good. I'm glad. Okay, number 2, I can't present an offer if it's not at asking price. Now, this is a conundrum because the owner said, I'll give you a mandate at 2 million rand and you get an offer for 1.6. And you say, well, I can't present that because it's not at the mandated selling price. Who agrees with that? Who says that's right? Are they amongst us? Who says it's wrong? Yeah. So what is what do we do now? Because some of you say, yeah, it's right because the mandate's clear. Other of you say it's wrong because the mandate's not clear. Well, I think you need to be guided by the Act. Huh? Because that's the legal document. And the Act says that you may not present a written offer. That's the same way as saying you are obliged to present a written offer. You have no choice. Okay, so amongst us, are these people that have decided that this offer's too low and I'm too embarrassed to present it. Well, unfortunately, you're breaking the law. You are breaking the code of ethics. It is written. It is written that you will present a written offer. And you tell your clients up front, man. I tell my clients, I said, don't you bring an offer under 2 million rand, Mr. Van der Venter. I'll say, but I'm obliged to in terms of the Act. So I'm going to bring it. You get a shot, but you don't have to accept it. Then I fulfilled my obligation, and at least you know that I'm working. But please don't be offended when I bring you an offer of 500,000 rand, and I know you're asking 10 million. I am obliged to present it. And remember, there's 2 things here. One thing is you're obliged to present it in terms of the Act and the ethics, code of ethics. And if you don't do it, you are a bad agent and you could be struck off the roll because you're not performing your obligations and you're not looking after the buyer, the seller. Okay, so you have to do it. And the second thing is, how do you know what the situation is of that guy? You know, if he's got a house of 2 million rand, he says to you 3 months ago, please don't bring me an offer under 2 million rand. I won't accept it. And I'm not wanting you to do that. And then you don't bring him one for 1.8. And his settlement on his bond is 1.8. And 3 months later, he's now losing his house to the bank. And you don't present that offer because you've decided that it's not good for him. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's completely not your mandate. It's not your ambit to do that. You may not do this. So that is infuriating for me when I hear that you haven't presented offers. So the third thing about an offer is you want to present bad offers. Does anybody know why you want to present a bad offer? Come on. Bring some joy into my life on this cold, miserable day. It's because you want to speak proper price counseling.
Yeah.
Proper price counseling means that you give a guy a written confirmation that you're right and he's wrong about his price. You want 2 million? Yeah, well, I got an oak that says it's worth 1.5. Now what? You don't have to accept it. You can accept it, reject it, or counter it. But you've got to do something. And that will sit in his mind. He's going to go to bed that night and say to his wife, I've got an offer at 1.5 in writing for this house. The agent's been telling me it's not worth more than 1.6. We've got it at 2.2. Don't you think we should listen to this oak? And if not listen to him, at least listen to the buyers. It's gold. A bad offer is gold. You want the lowest possible offer. Get one from your cousin at like R1.30 and take it to the guy. I know you want 10 million rand, but Kali says, well, R1.30. It'll smash you'll watch his head explode. Steam's going to come out of his ears, and you're going to sit there going, oh, laka, because now he's going to want to listen to you, or he's going to fire you. So what? Move on. Okay. I can't do sales if I'm doing rentals. I can't do rentals if I do sales. Okay, well, unfortunately, the Act doesn't say that. What the Act says that you've been appointed as a property practitioner, and you have a Fidelity Fund certificate number with the PPRA, and they will hold you as a professional property practitioner. And you can't have a client, because remember, your whole purpose is to service the client. That's your purpose, eh? You have to do that. So if you get a mandate from a client, he says, yeah, Anton, thank you for trying to sell my house, but now I want to rent it. You can't just say to him, no, I'm not helping you. You have to help him, because you're obliged to in terms of the Act. What you can say is, look, I've got a person who's better at rentals than me in my office, and I'm going to give you them, and I'm going to make sure that they do a good job, and you're going to stay looking after the guy. But you may not abandon the client and say, I don't do rentals and walk out. That's not the way to do it. Or I don't do sales and walk away. No, I'm going to help you through this. And even if it's helping you to find the proper sales agent or a rentals agent. But that's very naive of you to think that you can't do sales or rentals. So next time you're confronted with a person who wants to sell and you're the rental agent, you say, yes, I've got a guy. His name's Anton. He's great. Either way, sales or rentals, and I'm going to introduce him. And you give me the listing and we will sell it for you. And I'll give you 10% referral instead of letting you have half of the commission, and you are going to sit there, watch me drive around in a Lambo, and you are going to walk to work in broken shoes because you've got something going on in your head that you're unable to do rentals or sales. This is not the market to do that. This is not the time to turn away work. This is the time to work hard and to try things that you may not have tried. Be scared. It's okay. Be afraid. Be anxious. It's absolutely fine, and there's no reason not to feel anxious. I feel anxious every day when I do things that I'm out of my comfort zone. Okay. The next one is show days are a waste of time. I totally agree. Show days are a waste of time. You shouldn't do show days. Next one. Show days need to be on a Sunday. No, of course, show days aren't a waste of time, man. You madman. Show days are fantastic. And I can tell you why. Because show days, you remember what you're trying to do. It is your face out there. This is what sells the houses. So look at your faces and mirror every morning. Say, I am a sales machine. I am the very thing that is going to do the sales. Now, if you don't put your face out there and don't put yourself out into the neighborhood on a show day where other sellers can see, yes, it's Sunday, and that Oak van der Venter, you must see the boards he puts up and the flags and the bunting. If I ever sell, I'm going to him, man. And 3 weeks later, boom, because we know that 6 weeks after the house is sold, there is going to be another sale within the 25 around it. We know that statistically, we know that to be true. So we know it's coming up. So who are you marketing to? You're marketing to the other sellers. And they're going to say, Anton, I've seen your board, I've seen your work. I want you to just come and give me a value on my house. And you're going to say, give me a sole mandate. Why must I give you a sole mandate? Because the way I do my show days, because of the effort I put in trying to sell your house. And then the guy's got a big decision to make because he's called you and he's happy with you and he's seen your effort. For him to say, no, I won't give you a mandate, it's a bit ridiculous. Okay, so say show days are gold, and you can sell houses on show days. Many people have sold houses on show days, but it's not always the main aim. The main aim of the show day is to make sure that you're marketing to everybody around there that you are a top dog, highly productive, active agent, and you are going to sell that property as well. You don't get many chances like that, on a Sunday to show yourself to the whole neighborhood. And they're all watching, man. You better believe if somebody's got a house for sale in a neighborhood, that whole street's watching. What's going on here? If Kali gets 1.5 of that house, I'll eat my hat, he says to Margaret. Magiti talks over the fence and says, listen, if that gets 1.5, I'm going to get a new diamond ring because I've betted with my husband. So you got to be sure everybody's watching. And you notice that agent's good. He sold it in a week. Okay. So please, show days are good. Show days on Sundays are a thing that's not quite sure. I heard some Theo telling me the other day about a show days on a Saturday. And it makes more sense, and I think I agree with it, that, you know, the guys go shopping on a Saturday, they're going to go quickly have a look at a house, and, oh, the wife drags them to it, they pop in there, oh, this is nice, and now you've got a person who's engaged. On a Sunday, there are 30 show houses. They've got the whole afternoon to drag around. You're exposing your stock to competitive stock. So let's say there are 10 show houses, so a guy can go and see 10. On a Saturday, there's probably only 1 or 2. So the amount of stock that's available for viewing is less. And if he's in that area, specifically looking at that stock, that's gold, man. Now you've got the guy who you really want, who's coming out on a Saturday with all of his screaming children and his groceries. I mean, that's an effort. It's not just a driving on a Sunday looking for show. Oh, no, I just like looking at houses. I always drive around on Sundays. Those are, I don't like those people. I like people who want to come now. I'm late and I haven't got time, but I'm popping in because I really want to see this house. Those are buyers. Those are real buyers. So show days don't have to be on Sunday. They can be on Saturday. They can be on Wednesday afternoons. Mark Beckley used to do them at 5:30 in Blairgowrie on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday evening. On that whole, and why at 5:30? Because he could put his boards up from 4 o'clock, and everybody coming home saw Mark Beckley's boards and flags on Blairgowrie Drive. It was a brilliant marketing. Okay. You can't put show day boards up on Friday or Saturday for a Sunday show day, meaning that you can only put them up as you get to the show day on Sunday. Well, that's not true. The bylaws say they can put it up from 5 o'clock on Friday. That means it's there on Friday during the traffic, Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday. Got like 3 days of the board up. All the pointer boards are up. People can get used to the idea. They can plan it. You can put it up. Now, all you have to do is read the bylaws. You can download them off the City of Johannesburg's website, and they will tell you exactly what. Certain suburbs don't allow it. Certain suburbs do, but you're the expert, remember? So you will know. And don't worry if you don't know, because if you put it up, somebody will tell you. Okay. Somebody's like, some nosy Parker neighbor, oh, Mr. Van der Venter, you know we're not allowed boards up here. And you say, oh, sorry about that. Now you're talking to somebody, and you'll apologize and thank you for teaching me this. You know, it's so hard out there to know everything. I've lost my whole thing. Okay, so yes, you can put boards up on a Friday, and the best time to put them up is about Friday, 4 o'clock. So you catch the peak hour on Friday traffic, and people can see you there in the rain, hammering in boards, and they go, yes, that poor agent, he only works hard. Eh? Look at him out there in the rain. So I love it. Early in the morning, late at night, where people can see you working, they want to see you, and you dress nicely. Remember, you're not doing your stokies with your old TV pants on that look a little bit saggy with a bit of coffee stain down the one side, and the old t-shirt and an anorak so that you look like some kind of mass murderer. No, you dress up for your show day board putting up, like with a collar and tie on. Why? Because people want to say, look at that agent. He's out here on a Friday night in the rain, in his suit, putting up boards. If I sell my house, I'm going to go to that guy. That is commitment. He hasn't got his poor son while he sits in the car running, hammering boards out, because that's what everybody does. Their poor child, get out there in the rain and do it. That's not the right way. Okay, because you're marketing your face. They must, and you wave at them. Hello, how's it going? Yeah, phone me. Hey. Yeah. Number 7. Now, remember this one here where we say, you can't put boards up because I don't have money for boards. And here we say success is about knowing the laws, knowing your business, understanding how the thing works. Well, how can you not have money for boards? Who hasn't got money for boards? Is there somebody that hasn't money for boards? Because how much do boards cost? They're free. You do know that, eh? We will give you boards for free. Generic boards. So if you want a show day with 50 boards, hello, Cheryl, can I pick up 50 boards? You'll get 50 A-frames with property codes and arrows on them for free. Just got to bring them back. So that is not a good reason not to have stuff up. If you want a for sale board, it won't have your face on. It'll be generic for free. Okay. So I don't understand that one. That means that you don't understand the business that you're in. You don't quite get how we work. And that's puzzling. So I hope that was from a new agent and not from a experienced agent. Number 8, the last one, and then you can go we can put this into action right now. Go put your board up right now and get it taken down. That's what I used to do. I can't approach. You can. You used to do that. You need to do that sometimes. You need to rock the neighborhood. Let the person from the local residents association phone you. Hey, Anton, you got your board up again. Yes, Mark, I'm so sorry, I forgot. You know, I work in so many areas, saw so many houses. I forgot that this area specifically doesn't allow that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring you a cake for your next meeting. Okay, to apologize. You understand? Because I'm really not trying to rock your boat, man. It's such a lovely area. But I'm going to come take it down now. I'm going to leave my office now and take it down, and I'll put it up tonight. And now you made another friend. Okay, so number 8 says, I can't approach a seller whose house is on the market because again, I can't approach a seller whose house is on the market because it is against PPI and it's unethical. What? I can't approach a seller's house on the market because it's against PPI and it's unethical. Okay. Do you really want me to tell you why that's wrong? That's wrong on so many levels. I can't approach a seller. Okay, that's the first rule. You can always approach a seller. It makes no difference whether he's got a sole mandate, whether he sold his house, whether he's in the middle of selling, whether he's going to sell it. You are entitled to approach a seller. Okay, it's in the act. Person wants to sell, you're an agent, you've got an FFC, you have to approach a seller. That's what you do for a living. Against PPI, I don't know what that means. PPI is totally irrelevant to our business. The only time PPI becomes relevant is if you're phoning people from a cold call. That means you found their name on a list, and they can ask you, where did you get my number from? You say, from a list, from Lightstone, and from virtual agent. They're going to say, well, I didn't ask you to call me. So I know. Nobody asked me to call you, but I'm decided to call you, and I'm entitled to make one phone call to you. Do you not want me to phone you? Do you not want to sell your house? Yeah, I do want to sell my house. I just don't want to talk to you. Well, it's too late. You are talking to me, so let me sell your house. And then you sell his house. It's so easy. So this PPI makes no difference in an agent's life. Please get PPI out of your head. It's got nothing to do with what you do all day. It only applies, listen carefully, it only applies if you are making calls from a list. Where's my... I want to show you. From a list. And the list is cold calling. Okay, telemarketing. Have you not got a cold call this week? Hello, Mr. Van der Vende, your car's warranty is expired. Would you like to upgrade it? No, I didn't ask you to phone me. They don't care. They'll phone again. They'll keep phoning. Okay. And it's unethical. Well, I can tell you something. If you think it's unethical to phone a seller, I don't actually know what to say about that. Because that shows such a dearth of understanding in our business. I think it's unethical to phone a seller to sell his house. You're an estate agent. That's what you do for a living. That is literally what you do. That is the absolute thing that you do. It's like the only thing you ever do is talk to sellers. The most important thing, number one, I speak to sellers. Because why? You need listings. So if you decided that you can't talk to sellers, you have got a big problem in your hands. Okay. So that's nonsense. You can talk to a seller. The only time you can't talk to a seller if he says, Anton van der Vente, I don't want you to talk to me. And then I'm still going to talk to him. And he said, I thought I told you not to talk to me. I said, I know. I haven't forgotten. I know you didn't want me to talk to you, but have you sold your house yet? No. Well, why don't you give me a go at it? What's he going to do about it? What are they going to report you to the what? The talk to police? Well, who are these people that prohibit you from talking? These guys, get this nonsense out your head. PPI, unethical nonsense. Nothing I'm telling you is unethical or illegal. Why would I do that? We are not number one in South Africa by mistake. We are number one in South Africa because we apply the rules, we play by the rules, and we apply the laws, and we act within them. Okay. So, what are these things? All of these things boil down to the three things. They're self-limiting, where you feel shy, you believe you can't talk to a seller, you think you can't put a board up. That's all about you. The second thing is you don't treat it like a job. If you were an estate agent, you'd get up, you'd work all day, you would be doing the things that you are required by us and you in terms of your agreement to make the job work. Yeah, because you got an agreement. So you can't say, oh, I don't put show day boards up. No. Well, really? Why? Because if you read your agreement with Anton, it says that you have to do them, like 3 of them a month. Show days are a big thing. That's what we do. That's why I've hired you to do show days. If I didn't have to do show days, I wouldn't need agents. I just do it myself. No show day from Tonda. You've seen them. No show day. No show day, whatever. Okay, I don't know how they do business. You got to have show days. And so you got to treat it like a job. So be professional and don't believe the stuff that's in your head and don't believe the stuff that people tell you. Check with me. Okay. And not asking for business. If you're not talking to people, if you're not putting boards up, if you're not doing show days, it means that you're not asking for business. Remember, asking for business is not only saying to the guy, listen, can I sell your house? Or here is an offer. I know it's below asking price. Please don't shout at me. I am obliged to present you these offers. You can rip it up. You can change it. You can counter it. If I were you, though, I'd think about it because countering that offer might be the best deal you're going to get for a long time. Okay. So not asking for business, not treating it like a job, and self-limiting beliefs is what you are doing, veritably shooting yourselves in the foot. Okay. Are there any questions? It's easy. Okay. So get out there, guys. You're professional property practitioners. And you know how I know that? Because I look at the PPRA and underneath your name, it's got a designation as property practitioner, professional property practitioner. So you are professional and you know how to do your business. So have a nice day. Go and sell some houses and don't let your head mess up your income. Right.